Notification volume 0%.
Good afternoon, and welcome to More Than Meets the Eye. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today I have for you G.I. Joe Retro 3 3/4 inch Duke action figure. Here he is in all of his glory, and we're going to talk about why his arm is there. If you're finding me, you have found More Than Meets the Eye, which is a show I do on the channel Blind Prime, which is a channel devoted to raising awareness for the blind through alternative means and methods. So please, if you wouldn't mind doing all the things that all the YouTubers ask you to do down below, and let's get on to Duke here. So I got a story behind this Duke, and I've been holding up on doing this until everything came to fruition. It was, I bought Duke here a few weeks ago, and when I got him out of the package, I tried to move his arm right here. And I tried to bend it like I can bend this arm. But the arm snapped off. Pretty cleanly, too. I was a little upset. I was like, what? But then again, I had this really nice blood effect that we've discussed on special effects, my special effects video on this channel, and or special effects accessories video on this channel. So I stuck the blood effect on to make it look like he got his arm taken off by a round or something. And he's just straight up armless now. Now, why I did this was because, I still wanted to use the figure. And I got a little upset by it. So I went online and I asked a few people, what do you do in a situation where a Hasbro figure is broken? What are the steps that you can take? And a few people, especially the guy Viper Island. If you don't know Viper Island, go check out that channel. He really helped me out. He told me that Hasbro's really good about customer service, and if I contacted them and explained the problem, then they would give me the steps I need to take in order to handle the problem, so they can help facilitate my issue. So when I called them up, they asked for the SKU number, the date of purchase, the date of distribution, um, the vendor number. There was another number on there. It was all the little numbers on the back of the card. They wanted all of those numbers, and they wanted it either vocally or via email. I went with the email solution and sent them an email with all the numbers. I got my sighted guide to help me out, and he took a look at all the numbers, and I set up a nice little sheet where each individual one was separated. So, sent it in, and I got an email back. And the email said, "We are out of Dukes. We will send you an equivalent action figure." And I'm thinking, okay, cool. I mean, there were a lot of those stalker guys on the shelf. I wouldn't mind having one of those stalker guys. There were so many of them. So here I am thinking I'm going to get a stalker or a cobra, somebody on card. I'm going to get a GI Joe on card. Well, I'll discuss that more in a bit towards the end of this episode. What happened with that? But just know that I'm doing this episode now because I got the package in. So let's talk about Duke before we get into what Hasbro sent me as an apology for the Duke being broken. So Duke came with 3 accessories. He comes with his little pistol, which I used some of my museum grade sticky tack to sticky tack the pistol into the holster so it doesn't fall out, because this pistol likes to fall out of the holster. You need to get yourself some of that museum grade sticky tack. Just put a little dollop on the end of the pistol and then shove that guy in. And see, I got just a little bit of a dollop on the end of the pistol here for the museum grade putty. And when you shove it in, that little bit sticks it nice and solid. It also came with a rifle, which I was keeping in my Cobra His Tank 3. And then one of my friends decided to speak like an Italian and flung his hands out, throwing my His Tank 3 off the countertop halfway across my living room, where it slammed the cockpit open and ejected my gun into the nethers of the cat world, where I am pretty sure my cats have found it and have stored it somewhere where I won't find it for months, maybe weeks. So the gun's gone. There's no hope for it. It's gone. And in that same action, the other half of his arm disappeared too, because I was also keeping it in that His Tank for safekeeping. Little did I know, a friend was going to explode my His Tank all over the place and lose my arm and gun. So I don't have a broken arm to show you now. And that is something else Hasbro did want. They wanted a picture of the broken item with the packaging. You can't cheat these guys. They want everything. So make sure you get that, if your item breaks, don't just throw it away. Keep the piece that broke, take a picture of the broken item with the broken piece, and ensure that the packaging's nearby in the picture so that Hasbro knows you're not trying to cheat them. You don't want to cheat these guys. I mean, they're really awesome. So that happened. I lost the arm. So it comes with a hat as well. I've used a little bit of the museum grade sticky tack to keep the hat on because the hat was lost when the his tank exploded all over the place, and we managed to get the hat back. And I've discussed this in the his tank video. I was super surprised by the durability of the his tank because it not a scratch on it. It managed to survive just nicely. Just the cockpit popped open and everything flew away. So I used a little bit of sticky tack to hold on his little hat, and a little sticky tack to hold there. He's also got this bandolier thing that actually can unsnap on the front of him, which is neat. I don't know why the G.I. Joe classified toys don't have armor that can snap on and off. I like the armor that I'm getting with these guys, but I think it'd be cool if I could remove the armor in order to showcase other parts of the figure. That would be neat. Have a battle scene where somebody's armor got ripped off. But this one you just have this tab here, and you can pull the tab up and the armor will be removed. Also, with these retro figures, you get a stand with every retro figure, and the stand is pretty good. Look at that. I've shaken this guy and the stand's doing nothing. It's an excellent stand. Why doesn't the G.I. Joe Classified come with these stands? Huh? This is good. I like this. It's just a stupid piece of plastic that has some notches on it. Give me some stands for my Classified. Gosh darn it. Otherwise, this guy has regular knee bend. He doesn't have double knees, sadly. Though you don't really expect that from a 3 3/4 inch figure. He's got single elbow bend. He doesn't have double elbow bend. I mean, he definitely doesn't have double elbow bend now that he's only got one elbow. He also has great bend in the arm. It can spin around all over the place. He can spin his stump all over the place. And the head's got some good movement. Overall, this isn't a bad figure for they're asking $11 for it? That's not bad. It comes with 3 accessories, 4 if you count the armor bit, and a nice little figure and a stand. I have to say, top notch. I appreciate this. I like this. This is not my jam when it comes to the regular individual figures. I think I'll continue collecting 6-inch for those. But this is my jam when it comes to, their vehicles. I'm a lover of vehicles. I've always loved vehicles, and so I'm not going to be collecting the 3 3/4 inch individual figures at all. Don't expect to see many of these on this show or on this channel, but be ready to expect to see more vehicles from the retro series as I discover them and can grab a hold of them. All right, so let's put this guy over to the side, and we'll compare him to this dude for height and stuff. I mean, can't really compare heights too much, but you can see the Duke is just slightly lower in height, or maybe it's just because this guy's all spread out. For the most part, these guys work well together. This is the His Tank driver. Not Ripcard or something from His Tank 3. But here we go. Now we're getting into what Hasbro sent me. So, if you've managed to stay this long, thank you. Hasbro sent me this guy. This His Tank driver. But that wasn't all. Hasbro also sent me this black His Tank. So, apparently it's black. I'm assuming it's black. Wait, I had to spin around. My friends told me it's black. So we were watching the Wheel of Time show last night, and this package came in, and it was pretty big. And I'm like, what in the world? And so we opened it up, and I get a His Tank. I wasn't expecting that. Hasbro said equivalent value. They consider this equivalent value to this? I'm down with it. I'm not complaining at all. This is awesome. I appreciate this. This is top notch. This is really cool. And this is why it's a brand new His Tank. This thing's a $30 item. or $26 item. This thing's, you know, more than double what this guy's worth. I just got it. I just got it. I wanted another his take so I could have two his takes. And now I apparently have a red one and a black one, so I could tell the two apart. That was a blind joke. So it's I haven't got my roommate to put the stickers on yet, but don't worry, they will be getting the stickers on as soon as he gets around to it. I just put this guy together last night and wanted to showcase it in the show today and let you guys know. If you have a broken figure from Hasbro, they will hook you up. They will take care of you. You may not, you're not going to understand what you're getting. They don't tell you what they're sending you. I'm just letting you know that. So I could have gotten something, like Stalker. I could have just gotten another card on figure, a figure on card. But Hasbro sent me a tank. They sent me a tank. And you know what, Hasbro? Tanks. Tanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Tanks. I couldn't help that WoW reference. But yeah, so this was a really nice surprise after watching Wheel of Time last night. And I just wanted you guys to know that, Viper Island's right. The Hasbro, they'll take care of you. And all you have to do is be polite to them. And, don't treat them like crap. Be polite. Talk to them like they're normal people. They're just people doing their jobs, paying the mortgage. So if you talk to them like they're normal people and you're nice and polite to them, you'd be surprised at how much they're willing to help. Because, think about it. How often do they get people calling them that are not pleasant and are not happy people? Do they really want to help those people? They really want to help the rare person that calls them. It's like, it's a wonderful day. How are you? Anyway, guys, I think that's enough. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. And I hope that that in the future, if something of yours breaks that's from Hasbro, you can get it taken care of. I think their limit is 1 year, so be aware of that. But besides that, I am Blind Prime, and you have been watching More Than Meets the Eye. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. And until next Prime.